Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of the rings assignment. Now on part 1 you created 2 rings and linked them together. Well, at least you gave the illusion that they were linked together by cutting part of one off, and then the illusion shows that one ring is going on top of the other one and going underneath the other one. Anyway, so let's open up the ring assignment that you saved as a PSD file. I'm going to go to the file. Instead of just clicking open, which you can do, I'm going to go to open recent, and here's my file, rings.psd. And here's the first part of the assignment. I have, note the 3 different layers. I have a white layer, which is the background. I have a red ring layer. I have a blue ring layer. And as you can see, they're linked together. I'm going to zoom in to fit into the screen by double clicking the hand tool on the toolbar. There we go. That's easier to see. Now if I turn off the visibility of the red, you can see where we cut off that portion of it to give the illusion that they're linked together. On part 2, you're going to open up the eagle image that's located that you can on Blackboard, and you can download it by right-clicking on it. Instructions are in the Blackboard to do that. So we'll go, and I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the eagle. I have to locate the eagle, so I'm sure I have it under images. There it is, eagle. I'm going to open that one, and there it is. Now if you notice that I have 2 tabs up here, the image is active, it's the eagle one, it's highlighted. I'm looking at the eagle.jpg, 66.7% RGB and 8 bits. Over here on the other tab that's grayed out, it's my ring. Now what I want to do is put these 2 images side by side. So I'm going to go up to the window pull down menu, go into the arrange, and select the 2 up vertical option that I have here. Now they're side by side. You can tell which image is active. Number 1, the layers, but more important, the tab is highlighted here. This one is grayed out. So if I click here and I scroll, I can center my image into this little view. Then I can click on the eagle image, and you can see the layer here. Now there's 2 ways of moving this eagle into this image. We're going to use the move tool, and then we can also move the layer. But first I want to make sure where the eagle that I'm going to move into is going to be placed. So I click on the rings file. I'm going to select the very bottom, the white layer named white, which is my very bottom, the background layer. So when I actually move the eagle into this image, it'll be placed underneath the red ring and above the white ring. And that's what I want to do. So now I click on the eagle image here, and using the move tool, you click on that, come back over here, and you can notice the mouse pointer turns into a dark arrow. I'm going to press the shift key. Now the shift key will allow me to drag this all the way over here and place it in the center. Now you notice that the eagle layer is really huge compared to the rings. I'm going to undo this process to show you another way of doing this. So I do Control Z to undo. Okay, so again I'm going to select this guy. I could also drag the layer itself over here, right? Don't let go when you're right here, just let go when you get to the rings. You can use the shift key at any time to place it in the center. It doesn't really matter in this case, so I'm going to let go. Again, there's the eagle. It looks like it was placed in the center of the image, but we're going to move it. Now look at your layers. You have the layer named white, Layer 1 contains the eagle, red ring, and blue ring. Now I want to go up here to the windows now and arrange my windows to consolidate all two tabs. And there it is. Okay, so now you notice that the eagle layer, it's really bigger. How are we going to drag this one into the blue ring? Well, first we must zoom out, and I'm going to click the magnifying glass. I'm going to use the Alt key. You could go to the options and click the zoom out option here and just click in the center. Make it small enough that you can see the entire eagle image. Once you've done that, I'm going to click back to the zoom in. I'm going to go to the edit, use the free transform or Control T, and now you can see the handles on top, on every corner, on the sides. Now when you resize an image using the free transform tool, you want to grab the handles on the corners, not in the center. You also want to press the shift key. The shift key will allow you to resize proportionally. If you don't press the shift key, you're going to squash this image and it doesn't look good. I'm going to undo this now. Now if I press the shift key and I use the Alt key or the option key or the command key, I believe in the Mac, you have to try that, and press both of those keys, the shift and the Alt key, and grab one of the corners, it will be resizing from the center out. Now once I get it inside there, I let go of the mouse button first and then the keyboard keys. Then using my mouse, I can drag this and position it. Oh, talk about a perfect size, eh? See, what I want to do is make sure that this side's the edge of the eagle, both sides, the left and the right, match up with the ring. Not out here. You could be out here a little bit, but not inside. You don't want to do that. Okay. Once you have it in the position that you want it, click on the little check over here which commits this action. There we go. And now I can zoom in. And you can see that the edge is lined up perfectly over here on both of them. And that's what we want. You can do this and get it the first time if you go up to the view and you can select snap or snap to guides, pixels, and that sort of stuff. Okay, that really helps. Sometimes it gets in the way and you might have to turn off the snap like so, and then it'll move freely. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Now I'm ready to trim the eagle. The idea here is that I'm going to trim everything outside the ring and leave the eagle face inside. To do so, I could select the blue ring layer here, and there's a tool over here on the toolbar. It's under the quick selection tool. You click and hold it down and select the magic wand. Now if since I'm working on the blue ring layer and I click on the outside, in theory I will select everything outside the blue ring. Okay, so I click on it and you'll notice that it did select everything on the outside of the blue ring. The red ring layer was not affected at all. You see that? But because I trimmed this little hole here, right, or up here depending, the selection went inside. So if I turn the visibility off of the eagle so you can see, I'm actually selecting on the outside and on the inside. And you're probably thinking, why did he do that? Well, because the next step is going to help you a lot in future selections. I'm going to do Control D to deselect. I'm going to turn off the visibility of the white layer and the visibility of the eagle. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to rename my layer as Eagle. I'm going to call this one Eagle 1. There we go. Alright, so I'll turn off the visibility of it, and now all I can see is blue ring and red ring. I select the blue ring layer because it's the one on the top, And I'm going to use a command that it's not listed in the menus, and it's also not documented by Adobe. Okay, and that will be on the layers. You can merge down, you can merge visible, and if you use merge visible by using Shift Control E, it will merge all the layers that are visible, and that's not what we want at this point. We want to maintain all the layers. So look at Shift Control E. Okay, so now you notice on the layers, the Shift Control E. So what I want to do is use the Shift Control and then add the Alt or the command. So now I'm holding the Shift Control, Alt or command, and then E at the same time. When you click on it, you get a new layer, layer 1, and this layer contains both rings. Okay, now if you go back over to the Magic Wand tool and click outside the rings, you're actually selecting outside the rings, okay? Because I had merged the blue ring layer and the red ring layer into a new layer, as you can see over here. Now if I turn on the visibility of the eagle layer and the white layer, but this time I'm going to select the eagle layer to be my working layer. There we go. And as you can see, my selection, will go around this area. And since I'm working with the eagle layer and I hit the delete key, it will delete everything that was selected. Nothing was selected on the inside. So now I'll go back over to the layer that contains the 2 rings that I just created. And this time with the Magic Wand, I'm going to click inside the red ring in this area here. And you notice how it's selected the inside. So now I'm going to hit the delete key and nothing happens. Why? Because I need to go back to the eagle layer, select it as my working layer, and since I have the selection, this layer here, it's my aid, my helper. It helps me select the areas that I want. Now I hit the delete key and there's your eagle inside the red or the blue ring. I'm going to do Control D to deselect it. There. It's not that bad, is it? Now you can take this double ring layer here and you can throw it away. You really don't need it. We use this technique to help us select. So I'm going to drag it down to the trash can here and delete it. And don't worry, because you'll be able to create these layers again and again by using the command. Remember, the command is Shift, Control, Alt, E. Now on the Mac it'll be Shift, Control, Command, E. Or it could be the Option key. I don't know at this point, but you can try it. Okay, next, my challenge is to take this eagle and put it inside the red. Only I want it to look the opposite way. So I select the eagle layer, and now I can duplicate this layer, and I'll have 2 layers of the eagle. One, I can drag that layer right here, see, to the icon that allows you to create a new layer, and it makes an eagle one copy. I'm going to undo this process here for a second. Control Z. I could also do Control J. Control J will duplicate the layer again the same way. Again, you can drag a layer to the Create New Layer icon at the bottom of the palette to duplicate the layer, or you can do Control J. I'll be talking about the differences between the two in a later lecture. I'm going to rename this layer Eagle 1 Copy to Eagle 2. There we go. Hit enter and there we are. Now I'm going to move it inside this. So I'll use the move tool. But before I move it, I want to flip it. So I'm working on the layer at Eagle 2. I'll go to the edit, click on transform, not free transform, although you can use the free transform and I'll demonstrate that at a later time. And the transform has a little flyout menu. Go down here and select flip horizontally. When you do that, it flips that layer. And you can see the little tails from the ring in here. And you can leave those on because they'll help you line up with this other ring. So now you have the move tool selected. Let go of the mouse completely. Use your left arrow key to move it in the same plane, just like you did the rings, if you recall that on part 1. And move it in until you actually have both eagles in place. Oh, if I went over just a little bit, it's quite alright, okay? So you want to line up those little tails there, and this is fine. I like it this way, okay? Now, what I want to do is get rid of this portion of the green. Again, if I were to click with the magic wand in here to select the green, it will select more than what I want. I'm going to do Control D. Now, we're going to use the same process, right, of merging visible. So I'm going to turn off the visibility of the white layer because I don't need it. Select the blue ring layer because it's the top one. And I can do the Shift Control Alt E command, and what it did is that it merged all the visible layers into one. Now I can, using my magic wand, I can click on the green area here, and the selection was restricted only to this area. I'll turn off the visibility of that layer that contains both rings and both eagles, and go down here and select the layer that contains Eagle 2. Once I have it selected, it's my working area, then I can hit the delete key. And you can see the two eagles, one on top of each other. Make sure you turn off the visibility of this layer because you can hit delete even though you're working on Eagle 2. Turn it off so you can see. Now you can do Control D. And there you are. You have the two images in there. At any time, if you want to move Eagle 2 over a little bit more to expose more of that, it's fine. You know what to do to trim it. Okay? But in this case, I'm going to leave it as is. Turn on the visibility of the white layer, and now you're free to experiment. Now, using the same techniques, you can go online and bring in image of the flag or a Statue of Liberty or anything you want, and place that image and sandwich that between Eagle 1 and the white background. I'm going to leave that up to you so you can experiment and play. The technique you'll use will be the same one as you did when you were moving the eagle into the rings. Now, what I'm going to do right now is save my PSD file. If you recall, the PSD file is native to Photoshop and it will maintain all the layers. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is just click Save. And since I saved the rings before, it will save the rings PSD with all these layers. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this for assignment number 2, which that's what I will name. I'll save for the web. When this comes up, the settings should be the same. JPEG high. The size 504 by 360, which is 7 by 5. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Don't click Done, click Save. You'll notice that, it takes approximately 7 seconds. It'll be, better though. It's 60 quality. All the settings are the same as the previous one. So I'll click Save. The dialog opens up. It's inheriting the name of the PSD file, but I'm going to change that now to 02. Because when I'm ready to upload my assignments to the server, it will just replace the images that are in there in the placeholders, and your assignments will show up. More on that at a later lecture. I'm going to click Save, and there we are. we're done. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, you're halfway there for the 4th of July assignment, because now instead of the eagles you can place a picture of yourself or your favorite person and any pictures in the background that you want. Alright? Well, have fun. See you in class.